In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to quickly and correctly inspect an 80cc bicycle motor before installation. It is very important that you inspect your motor before installing it. It could save you blowing your motor. Now, an easy way to inspect the motor is by going through and tightening up all of the Phillips head screws to the base of the cylinder. You can go ahead and tighten all these up, make sure they're nice and tight. And on this side, right here by the mount, the bottom. Another very important thing to inspect on these motors is the direction of the piston and which way it's facing. And this is very important because if it is not correctly installed, then it can run very poorly and even thrash your motor, and you will have to buy a new one or get it replaced. Now, what I mean by the direction of the piston is there is an arrow on the piston which it should be facing forwards or towards the exhaust port here. Now, if it is facing the intake port, do not install the motor and run it before fixing this problem, or you could ruin your motor. If your motor has already been running and you notice that the piston is facing the intake, it is necessary to immediately fix the situation, as you could blow your motor. And one way that it could blow is if the piston is facing this direction towards the intake, one of the piston rings can actually expand and catch through the exhaust and break the piston ring, and your motor will be done. So to take the cylinder head off, if you need to check to see if the arrow is facing the exhaust, if you cannot see through the spark plug hole, then you can remove the acorn nuts up here, which are 14 millimeter or 9/16. They're both the same size. You're going to remove it and check and see that the arrow is facing the exhaust. And in this motor, it already is, as you can see right here. And if it is not facing this direction, you are going to have to pull off the actual cylinder, this right here. And to do that, if you want to save your bottom gasket, you're going to have to be very careful in making sure that it pulls off evenly. And through the intake, you can actually see the piston rings right here. And if the arrow is facing your intake, it can actually, on this side, it can actually catch a piston ring right here in the exhaust. Not good. So to remove this, just pull it up. Pull it up slowly if you want to save your gasket here in the bottom end. Make sure to pry it down from the top of this so you can reuse it if necessary. Now you're going to want to very gingerly pull until you can get it to remove. Now your motor should look something like this. After you remove that, there's a clip in the side of the cylinder right there. The clip is right there. Now what you can do to remove it is take a pair of pliers and pull that clip out by the center of it. You can remove the clip with needle nose pliers, grabbing the centermost point of the clip and turning it in a clockwise direction and pulling towards you. After you've removed the clip, it is only necessary to remove one clip. As you can see, there's still a clip on the other side, but that's okay. You're going to want to, sorry about that, you're going to want to push this through now. You see I've extracted the pin. Then you can successfully pull the piston off, turn it in the correct direction, make sure the arrow is facing the front of the motor towards the exhaust, and repeat the previous steps in reverse order for reinstallation. Thank you, and make sure to check out my other videos.